Good morning, beautiful babes. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie. If you're new here, welcome to this vibe. And hit that subscribe button. If you're not new here, hi. Mwah. I love you all. So today I have a story time for you guys. Yes, guys. So I have a story time for you guys. This is by you can tell from the title. This is a story about me getting scammed. Yes, scams. And not only scammed, but scammed for $1,000, guys. Scammed for $1,000. Do you know how much that hurt? It was crazy. But if you guys want to see a makeup tutorial on how I created this look made by moi, just leave a comment down below and let me know if you guys want to see another makeup tutorial about how I made this look. So okay, let's get started, guys. So I must have been about, this was a couple years ago. I was living with my mother, and I decided that I didn't want to live with my mother anymore because I had a child. So I felt like I should be independent, like I should be on my own. And so I started saving up my money, and I was working at the hospital, and I was saving up my money. And you guys, I was driving around. Well, I decided to move out, and I started to look for apartments on Craigslist and I would drive around and look for rental, for rent signs in different houses. So I drove by this house, and it had a for rent sign on it. So I'm thinking nothing of it. I'm like, whatever, yeah. Let me just call. So I called, and the guy's like, yeah, it's a 2-bedroom apartment in the first floor. You guys can just come look at it. So I'm trying to remember, sorry, it's been so long. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll go look at it, whatever. So I made an appointment to go look at the apartment. I ended up liking the apartment, and back in the day where I live at in Rhode Island, it was so easy to get an apartment. Like, all you had to do was give money. They didn't do credit checks, they didn't do background checks, they didn't do history checks, rental checks, none of that. So I decided to grab the apartment, rent the apartment, and I believe the rent was like $600 a month or something like that for a 2-bedroom, nothing included. So the guy's like, yeah, if you want the apartment, give me at least the deposit up front, and I'll hold it for you. And I was like, yeah, I love the apartment. And I knew that it was going to be hard to find an apartment like that. Like, it was just so easy to, So I knew that it was going to be hard to find another apartment that was a 2-bedroom, nice like that, cheap. So I was like, yeah, I'll rent it, whatever. So I gave him, I believe, a little bit more than, okay guys, so I gave him a little bit more than the deposit. The deposit was $600. The first month's rent was $600. So I gave him a little bit more than the deposit, which was, I gave him like $1,000. I gave him $1,000. So he gave me a rent receipt, and he gave me my keys. So guys, I come back Well, I forgot to tell you guys. So yeah, like the apartment looked good. It was in perfect condition. It was a 2-bedroom, just like how I wanted it. It had a nice little bathroom, a nice little kitchen area, and then it had a living room space. And it was on the first floor. It was an okay area in my town. So I was like, I'm just gonna take it. There was a fridge missing and the stove was missing. But he told me, he was like, I'm gonna come in tonight and I'm gonna replace the fridge and the stove. I'm gonna put it in for you so you could come and move and start moving your stuff in. So I leave and I come in the next morning and he had changed my locks. Yes, guys, he had changed the locks to the apartment and I couldn't get in. I couldn't get in the apartment. He changed the key, the lock, and everything. So I called the police. That was my first instinct. I was like, what's going on? Like, this is my apartment already. Like, he's holding it for me. I gave him some money, and I can't get in to bring my stuff in, to move in. So I'm like, what is going on? Like, so my first instinct was to call the police. And when the police came, he told me, well, why would you give someone money to an apartment when there's no stove or fridge in there? That's what the police told me. And I started crying because I was like, and the cops was like, oh, this is a legal matter. The cops was like, this is a legal matter, so you're going to have to take him to court. Now, how do you take someone to court when you don't even know nothing about them? You don't know their address. You don't know anything about them. So, this was like a crazy moment for me. Because I just had to take it like a loss. I used to drive, I came back. I drove by that house every day, never saw that guy again. And I ended up finding out that there's this thing called like a TLC, a LTC or something like that license. It's a license that the bank loans you money for you to fix houses, but that's all you could do is fix the houses, like abandoned houses and stuff like that the bank takes from people. And I was like, this is crazy. So he had a license to fix but not to rent. That was not his house. It was still the bank's house, but they loaned him money so he could fix it for the bank. And I never saw this guy again. I just took it as a loss. I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna stress it. I'm not gonna go overboard trying to find this guy, like, so I could take him to court. And it was just a lot for me. And I was young. I was only like 19 years old. So I was just like, whatever, I'm gonna take it as a loss. But that was a crazy moment for me because I was trying to come up. Like, I was trying to leave my mom's house and I was trying to be independent, and that just discouraged me from trying to be, like, from trying anything. Like, I was like, wow, like, but God is good. There is a God. God sees everything. Because soon after that, I received my income tax check and I found this nice little cozy apartment, and I was living so comfortable and beautiful in there. And God is good. There is a God, and there's a special place in hell for people like that, who did that to me. A 19-year-old, come on, like, I have a daughter and you're taking my money like that. Like, that was $1,000. I know that's not, oh my God, but for a 19-year-old with a kid, that's a lot of money. A single mom at that. I was a single mom just trying to make it out here, and he threw me under the bus like that. Like, he did me so dirty, that guy, that I know he will never be good. Like, trust me, I've seen it 1,000 times. People that do me grimy ends up in a fucked up place. Like, I've seen a lot of shit happen to people that have done me grimy. So, not that I'm like Saint Teresa or whatever, but guys, I'm a good person. I don't do grimy things to anybody, and for somebody to do that to me, that hurt. So yes, I got scammed for $1,000, you guys, and I just wanted to put out this video because if I could help somebody, I know this was like 10 years ago, but it was like 8 years ago. But if anybody's watching this video and you guys are looking for an apartment or going through something like that, just know that there are scammers out there that you could get scammed for your apartment. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit a thumbs up for your girl, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you all, and till the next time. It's supernatural. Keep it factual.